I would like to speak on behalf of Vijipab in a broad sense. I think that I commend the PCI for having this spontaneous meeting, and I think the fact that literally through word of mouth, so many of us have gathered shows not just the depth of our concern, but the awareness of the fact that this government's continuous assault against press freedom has reached a new high that requires us to take note, requires us to act in a coordinated fashion and in an effective fashion. Of course, others should also make their practical suggestions, but what we've seen over the past 3-4 years is that virtually all of India's media organizations have been energized and activated in defense of press freedom. Press Club of India, of course, the Mumbai Press Club, IWPC, Editors Guild of India, Press Association, the various journalist unions have all been issuing statements from time to time, and I fully expect that by the end of the day, we will have individual statements from all of these organizations. But I think we need to do more and to act collectively. One suggestion which Raji has already floated here, and that's something that Vijipab is working on. It occurred to us that we are today in a situation where the attack on press freedom is taking on dangerous new forms. The fact that you can proceed against an entire news organization with the charge of them being terrorists, and to invoke UAPA to begin with, and then the sections on terrorist acts, anti-national activities, conspiracy to raise finances for terrorism, tells you how seriously unhinged this government has become in the face of independent media. So what we are proposing to do, and we hope to have the support of all media organizations, so this will be a joint effort, is to actually write to the Chief Justice of India, speaking in the voice of one institution to another, the Fourth Estate, which everybody in all their speeches pays tribute to and says is an essential part of democracy. And today that Fourth Estate, that fourth pillar, is under serious attack. So as representatives of this institution, which is so central to Indian democracy and keeping democracy alive, we will be writing to the head of the judiciary, the Chief Justice of India, not just any Chief Justice of India, but somebody who has in court and outside often emphasized the importance of press freedom. And we intend to draft a letter reminding the Chief Justice of what he has been saying and what the Constitution says, what the courts have said in the past, and why at this time it is absolutely crucial that he take the initiative to defend this fundamental freedom guaranteed by the Constitution and which is so central to Indian democracy today. So we have a draft that's in the works that we will be sharing in due course later today with all the other media organizations. And if it's something that you want to be part of, excellent. If not, all of you have your individual statements anyway. But I would like to table that as suggestion number one. And suggestion number two, this gathering is excellent, but I think that we need to plan something even larger and more visible for tomorrow. Some kind of a demonstration, some kind of a protest march. I know the police will not allow us, but we shouldn't take that as a given, that we will relinquish our right because the police are not going to give us permission. So I think some strategizing is necessary, perhaps not in public, as to by the different organizations as to what form of protest would be appropriate. But I would urge all of us to be a part of that in the largest possible numbers, representing as many different media organizations as we possibly can, and also, of course, the whole ecosystem of photographers, freelancers, and so on, because as a community, we have to speak with one voice on this. And in the past, when journalists have been arrested or targeted, I know that we've risen as one and we've spoken out, but somewhere down the line, there was a feeling that this is perhaps an isolated incident. One person's house has been raided, one person has been picked up, one person has been in jail for a year without bail. Today we have colleagues in Jammu Kashmir, Fahad Shah and Sajjad Gul, who have been in custody now for more than a year. Siddiq Kappan spent more than a year. And there are others also who are being targeted in this fashion. And now you have this latest attack on NewsClick and a whole range of individuals who are associated with it. And I think that we have to say in one voice that this shall not stand. Whatever reasoning or rationale the government may come up with, whatever news or information or so-called facts they plant, the fact is that invoking terror charges against a news organization is something that we simply cannot accept. And I think that a protest tomorrow in some shape or form involving as many people as can take part would send a very, very strong signal. And similarly, we should reach out to media organizations, news organizations, and journalist associations across the country, so that perhaps there is even a coordinated protest in every state capital. Because what's happened is not just an attack on Delhi-based media, but this is an attack which will make every journalist around the country who is doing her work independently, fearlessly, is going to make them vulnerable. And we have a duty and a responsibility to ensure that we stand firmly against this. Thank you.